Welcome back to Ran-DomU University, where the other night I came across a video that was quite disturbing. It took me back to a time, back to PTA meetings and Little League baseball games with my parents, and you would look around and you'd see the other families and you'd be thinking, there was always a couple that were just out of place, some that didn't quite fit in, not necessarily due to race, though sometimes it was race, but usually it was due to like economic circumstances where they were usually extremely poor and didn't have the resources other families, in the classes usually had. Or it was something that they just had a completely different lifestyle, whether they were just nudists or Amish, or they were people who just didn't believe in having modern technology, something odd, something that put them out there that made them stand out in ways that weren't necessarily positive. But, either way, you start looking around and you feel bad for the kids because you're looking at the kids and you're like, dang, they don't stand a chance. Because usually their parents are completely incompetent, some odd individuals, people who usually don't know how to have normal conversations or just get along with people in public. They're usually terrorists and menace to society, not literally terrorists, but close enough. But in this video I'm going to go over today, the parents pretty much are terrorists, at least to their family. And that's what the most disturbing part is, because people in these circumstances, they seem to just go to no end sometimes to just make mayhem and ruin the futures of those who are around them. Like people who have a future, like some of those kids, and they might, they stand no chance now because, their parents are shit. And it's no, fault of theirs, but, they got to fight against those circumstances. And usually the ones that turn out to be something, it's usually just because they were one of the chosen ones. Now, before we dive into today's video, you guys, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, as gosh dang it, we are close. Almost to 1K, you guys. We are very, very close to getting there. Once we get there, we got to keep on pushing, though. It ain't over once we get to 1K. Because, heck, who knows? The people might drop off and we might be at $9.99 before you know it. So, we got to keep it going above and make sure we stay there. Well, either way, thanks to all the supporters who have been there so far. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video.
Content, bro.
Jasmine, ready?
Yeah.
I'm finna get on for that like you had an accident last night, like you was in the hospital.
Now, for those who didn't catch that right there, basically this is a fake dead mom prank, which, yes, it's as bad as it sounds. He's going to tell his children that she died in some type of accident and see what their reaction is.
Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up, man. Hey, come to the room. I gotta tell y'all something, bro. Something happened with your mama last night, bro. But don't cry, y'all. Y'all don't hear the ambulance come last night? Oh, y'all mama dead, bro. Y'all mama dead, bro. I told her I got y'all, bro. Y'all ain't gotta worry about nothing, bro. We all right. We doing good, bro.
My mama dead?
Yeah. I told y'all she had cancer, bro.
There's no way this joke has a punchline at the end that's actually going to be funny. I'm already pissed off and ready to go ahead and start sharpening up my saw.
Sorry, I apologize, y'all. I apologize. You gonna be alright. You gonna be alright, Julia?
My mom's not dead.
Where your mama at?
Call my mom.
Yeah?
Call my mom.
I'm gonna call your mama. Do y'all wanted me to wake y'all up when the ambulance came?
My mom's not dead.
So where your mama at?
Call my mom.
We're like a minute into this prank, I think, in totality, from waking these kids up to traumatizing them now, and I'm already like, bruh, please stop. Just stop. Just stop this right now. And I'm pretty sure anybody who was watching this video was thinking the exact same thing.
I told her I got y'all. Y'all gonna get ready. I'm gonna take y'all to school and everything. And when y'all get dressed, before y'all go to school, I'm gonna take y'all to the hospital and let y'all sit in the bed.
She not dead.
I'm trying to tell y'all, bro.
Dead.
I apologize, bro. But we gonna be alright. She told me to stay strong for y'all, bro. She told me to stay strong for y'all. She told me to stay strong for y'all. Don't cry, bro. Don't cry. It ain't gonna make it better, bro. Don't cry, bro. Come on, give me a hug. Give me a hug. Give me a hug, bro.
I'm not going to school.
Give me a hug. Give me a hug, Julia. Come on. I got y'all, bro. I got y'all. Come here. Come here. Come here. I got y'all, bro. I got y'all, bro.
I wanna go see my mama.
Now, hopefully in the final editing, I was actually successful in blurring these kids' faces out because I didn't want them to be subject to basically any more airtime on this. Like, they don't need to be propagated out there anymore. Nobody needs to see their faces. The trauma that they're already going to ensue is deeply rooted enough. They don't need to see their faces plastered all over the internet for anybody else to see any further, because this is just effed up beyond, measure here. This is sickening. This is real sick.
I got y'all, bro. I got y'all, bro. I got y'all,
I
bro.
wanna go see my mama. Stop recording.
I got y'all, bro. I told y'all I got y'all.
Stop recording.
No, your mama wouldn't want y'all to cry. I told her I got
Stop
y'all.
recording.
I got you, Jaleel. I got you. Don't cry, Jaleel. Don't cry, y'all. I got y'all, bro.
Stop recording.
Y'all get dressed up and take y'all to go see your mama, bro.
I don't want to go to school.
Y'all get, huh?
I don't want to go to school.
So y'all want to go see your mama right now?
Yes.
All right, go put y'all shoes and stuff on.
I can't remember which Bond movie it was. It was one of the last 4 ones that they made. I remember it was the one that Daniel Craig got strapped down. I think it was in a boat somewhere. It was in a yacht. Either way, somewhere they had him tied down to this chair and they had him stripped butt naked. And they were just taking this metal ball and they were just whipping that thing and smashing his nuts over and over again. It was one of the most gruesome and one of the most painful, hard to watch scenes I've ever witnessed in my entire life, and I didn't even actually have to see the ball splat, which thank God for that. But it was awful. That's the kind of stuff that I think this man should go through for this. And the woman, because she's in on it too. She was part of this plan, this ruse. Now, since this is already one of those god-awful Tubi movies or one of those old sci-fi movies that used to come on back in the 2000s, where it was clearly this movie was made by with a $15 budget or something like that and a JVC camera, but you make it 75% of the way through the movie and you wanted to quit, and then you're just you know what, I've already watched this much, I might as well finish it. Well, let's go ahead and see the reveal then.
You can get up. Got it! Got it! Got it! Got it!
Nope. No laughs. Those are all automated.
Yeah, y'all better, now y'all see. Now y'all see. Now y'all see. Now y'all see.
See what?
Treat your mama right. You'll never know when it's her last day. You feel me? You feel me, Jaleel? Treat your mama right. You'll never know when it's her last day, man. Y'all sitting here crying. When y'all be doing all that talking back. And treat your mama right. And they go for anybody on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, man. Hey, you got somebody you out there treat wrong, you never know when it's their last day, man.
Man, shut the up with your old wannabe Dr. Claude Anderson looking. I mean, man, fool, man, you bitch ass with you so worried about all your homies out there on TikTok, you gotta think, man. I mean, really, if this was your last day, think about it. You keep talking about, what if it's your last day? Well, yeah, homie, if it's your last day, would you want it to be you traumatizing the shit out of your children and making sure that they grow up with the rest of their lives with the effed up mindset going forward? Not being able to trust anybody, treating people like crap because every time they think somebody's trying to tell them something, they're going to think something's fishy with it, and all of a sudden they're not going to be able to keep a job, keep a stable relationship, have any friends, all sorts of different things that's going to lead to them maybe potentially being a criminal, all sorts of things mischief, bad, anything not good for society or for their family or anybody else that's around them. And that's going to be thanks to you, boss.
Got it! Got it! Got it! Got
Just to imagine that your hero was this guy.
These nuts. Got him. Got him. Oh. Whoa.
Or maybe I'm just missing the big picture here. Maybe I don't have the foresight. I'm just not seeing it. I don't have the vision that this guy has. Maybe if he can just recreate the meme and recreate the image of homie with the last video clip I just gave you, maybe he can copyright that and turn that into some money for his family. Maybe he is thinking about generational wealth and all those things that, you know, would be big time for his family and his community potentially. But I know he ain't thinking about his community. He's thinking about his homies on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and all those things. X. I don't know. Maybe. Am I missing it? Please let me know in the comments if I'm missing this. This guy really thought this was funny.
Got it! Got it! Got it!
Like, this is so laughably bad. Like, you would actually throw tomatoes at this person, like live action tomatoes. Like, you would hope that you would throw them so hard they literally would splat in his face. That kind, like, truly comical. You know, the Apollo, Showtime at the Apollo type of laughter, booing them straight off a stage. Like, this is such a flop. Like, I mean, it's one of those things that, like, literally your career should end after this. I mean, hopefully his TikTok career is over, but you never know. With the world like this, I mean, it just probably is going to garnish more clout. I mean, at least it's going to probably give him the visibility that he's looking for, give him some views and some TikTok money, which is like 1 penny per like every 18 million views or some crap like that. I'm probably way off on that math, but they probably make more money than that, but I'm just hating, I guess. But it's also one of those things like, but why? I just don't get the motivation for any of this, man. Like, it's just, I mean, are we that far gone now? I mean, are we that far gone where we just literally would do absolutely anything for clout? I mean, what's worse? Like, doing this prank right here, the fake dead mama prank, or what Neon was doing where he faked his death? Or, I mean, he ain't the only one who's faked his death out here on YouTube, and there's plenty of others who've done it, but either way, all in just terrible taste. Like sour taste, just like that sour mash from my last video. Just,
I know some of y'all have y'all opinions about the prank that was for this morning. Totally, it was a prank. Nothing serious about it. Yes, it was a prank. And I wanted to address a couple of things, you know, to clear the air and let you all know that it was only a prank. Nothing meant by it, but people, of course, have their opinions and have their judgment on things that they see, of course, you know. But it's nothing clearly wrong with what happened this morning. It was just a prank. Clearly, you all saw me first. It was a prank for the kids, you know. Other than that.
Now, rightfully so, both of these parents got some hella backlash in their comments and on their page, where basically they had to come out and do the whole apology tour and the response video, letting everybody know that it was just a prank, you guys. We didn't mean any harm by it. Well, it was like, no shit, we knew it was a prank. It was just a terrible one. Nobody cares that it was a prank. They just hate that it was a prank towards your kids. Like, those are the people you had to explain this to. Nobody else. We all got it. We just didn't like it and hated it and hate you for it now. I mean, I'm sorry that people don't like you anymore for it, but like, oh God, the fact that they're so dense to not understand like that. People got it was a prank. You're explaining this to the wrong people. Once again, they don't even understand that they traumatized their kids. They just don't even realize that. And that's what leads me to this thing of like, man, not everybody should be birthing. Not everybody should be out there having kids. Like, we need kids. We need more children out there in the world. But man, sometimes when you just get birthed by these dumbasses, it just doesn't make the world a better place. You gotta have all sorts of resources just to help these people make it. You know, like, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, you're gonna need like 3 villages to raise these children from all the trauma and the lack of parenting and probably the lack of education they're gonna get from these individuals. Like, let's hope to God they're not homeschooled, considering like public schools and private schools are all dangerous now and scary to go to. But I can't imagine to say, like, if one of these 2 individuals was their actual teacher, what are they going to learn? They'll never have a reading level above the 2nd grade, if it's that high. Just one quick point. The fact that she also said that there's nothing wrong with what took place this morning. Well, there was everything wrong with what took place this morning. Everything.
I want wanted to address a couple of things about what was said, what was sent to Lee, his phone. He don't deserve none of that, what's been sent to him. He take good care of the kids while I'm away, while I'm there. He loved the kids like they was his own. Honest truth, for real. You guys just need to stop being so judgmental, and just to clear the air as well. You know, we will for now on turn off the comments from the negativity, because all of that is not needed.
You should really do a lot more than just turn off the comments. You really should consider turning off all of your social media and deleting your TikTok entirely. And she is the classic example of pretty woman dumber than a tree stump. And quite frankly, that tree stump is probably offended by what I just said. Probably looking at me like, hey, don't compare me to that. You know, these two people just strike me as individuals who are just fried like 24/7. Like, I bet you that house just reeks of weed. Like, it's just in the walls. Sort of like, you know, that story about Lil Wayne and his old mansion, like the walls are literally turning colors because he had smoked so much dank up in there. Like, that's what their house is probably like. And like, when they talk to you, everything is just them responding extra slow. Like, you know, back in the 90s movies where they always had an old machine or some type of VHS, or not a VHS, or a VCR, or some type of computer, when you threw water on it, it started sparking and smoking and stuff like that. That's what's going on in their brain all the time. Now listen, you're going to have to pardon my eyes being red. It's like 3:15 in the morning and I'm still awake. But people like this need to be locked away. Like, they deserve to be forced to go into a dark hole and wake up and have to like relive the absolute worst atrocities in the history of mankind. Sort of like Black Mirror style. Like, they just wake up and they have to relive Black Claw or the Black Bear, where they just wake up and they're in the middle of slavery and watching, you know, their own people getting lashes and blood and all sorts of stuff, where they wake up and it's Vietnam, or they wake up and it's Auschwitz, you know what I'm saying? Something terrible. Like, these people don't deserve to have children. They shouldn't have children. Child protective services should be called. They should be removed from the home, though honestly that's probably not actually best for the kids. So scratch that. But these people need to be put through some type of seminar so they can better parent these children. The trauma. Just imagine the trauma that's going to take place for these poor kids, just at least for the meantime. You know, like, they're going to already have trust issues now. This may not have any long-term effects. We don't know. We might not have enough data, enough time to do studies. But this is some sick shit. I mean, this is just wrong and really infuriating. Like, I'd be more pissed off, but it's just so late in the morning, or I don't know. I don't even know how to describe time anymore. When you work third shift, everything is just all one thing. So it's just all a mess. But nonetheless, Jesus Christ.
Bro, y'all so sad, so miserable, bro. Bro, I'll block you. You make a whole nother page, or get one of your little friends to screenshot something and send it to you, bro. Bro, that is very lame. Every other day, you got somebody to screenshot and talking about our page. Bro, it's millions of people on TikTok, bro, that y'all can go talk about. Why every other day y'all sitting there trying to find something to talk about on our page?
Because people are pissed. Because they're mad. They want your children taken away from you because they think you're an incompetent adult. Just like all those people who done got away with shooting people in Nashville and can't seem to like hold up at trial. They seem like, you know, they believe you're about as incompetent as that. Somebody that's just maybe above remedial should not have children. It's sad that you have birthed individuals because dang, they got to rely on you as their father. And now you're wondering why people are mad. And you got an attitude about it, which is the most ridiculous part about this. Like, why are you tripping? You really wondering why people are mad? Like, you literally aired yourself traumatizing your kids. People love kids. Whether they actually want to have kids or not, most people do care about them because they do know that is what usually forms and shapes the future of their mentality. And usually if they're going to be sane or not going forward in the future, you know, if you can avoid a childhood full of trauma, you will probably come out okay on the other side. If not, the battle just gets that much harder and the journey is just epic. And it's not something anybody really should endure. Not when it can be controlled, but it's just really infuriating to everybody out there, homie, that it's you. You're trying to ruin their life. For what? For TikTok views. People don't even get paid that much money on TikTok. Like, y'all gotta stop this, man. Like, y'all literally ruining families in the world over there on TikTok. Like, this is why I don't want to engage with it, though it would probably help this platform. But Jesus, y'all are just the worst. My thing is, it just pisses me off because you genuinely thought you were going to get a good response out of all this. Like, how? How'd you think you were going to get a good response, man? Like, what good was going to come out of that? You thought your stupid ass laugh and stuff like that was going to be funny? You literally looked about it. The dude from the meme is probably smarter than you, which is the real disappointing part. Like, I would trust him with the family of 4 before I ever trusted you. But unfortunately, that's not how it rolls.
Y'all, the news of the day, something that y'all been waiting on, and it happened today when I went in for work. People calling, harassing me to talk to me while I'm busy working. It happened. It's something that y'all wanted to happen. It happened. I got fired today. Yes, I got fired from Texas Children. Y'all did y'all part. That's what y'all wanted.
I mean, yeah, there was probably some people out there wishing for you to get fired, but like, I mean, like I said, this should be expected. I mean, you should have been walked out the door even well before you even showed up to work. Like, hopefully they cut off your key fob or anything that allowed you to have access to the building. Like, it should have been one of those cold cuts. One of those you show up to work and you find out like, oh damn, like what's going on? Like, do I not work here anymore? And you go in and it's like, oh God, she's here. We need to explain it to her. Did anybody call her? Oh no, they didn't. So now we got to say it. Oh man, is anybody here? Where's the manager? And everybody's going to like huddle up in the office and be like, hey, how do we do this? Cause like now she's here. She might explode because already she done switched her wig from the other day. She had natural hair one day and now she's with blonde the next. Who knows? It's just like when women decide they're going to go crazy and put that red hair on. Whole mentality switch sometimes. Some of them are sane. Some, I don't know. Things change. They get real weird after that and real feisty. And, you know, she could get that way. It could be one of those hostile terminations. You don't want one of those at work. I'm telling you, those things are ugly. They're not fun. They're a scary experience, you know, if you got the wrong person in there. I mean, especially if you don't have security and you ain't ready to fight that day. I mean, first of all, I ain't trying to fight at work. Who does? Who wants to go to work ready to go? I mean, I ain't Andrew Tate. We ain't coming to work combat ready. That's stupid.
But I can't stop here. I have my kids depend on me each day. So, I mean, for real, I can't stop here. It continues to go for me, for real, but, you know.
Hey, do anybody know a lawyer? Everybody's still in Texas saying she can get a lawyer and sue the company for wrongful termination. So I'm just saying, if anybody know a lawyer can point us in the right direction, or if anybody or any lawyer that been watching who want to help out with the situation, you could be free to DM me. Jazz, you want to find you a lawyer?
Yes, I need to find a lawyer.
Now, Saul Goodman won't even be able to get them out of this case. Like, he wouldn't even be able to pull this off. But I think he could pull off a settlement. Like, they're not going to get a wrongful termination. She ain't going to get her job back. They might get a couple dollars, though. Just because it depends. She might not have had any work infractions, which I doubt. I highly doubt that.
As soon as possible, I need to move real quick, but not too quick where I need to make the right moves. Somebody reach out to me as soon as possible. It's urgent.
I definitely won't be shocked if they come out with some type of GoFundMe page to try to get them a lawyer so they can try to get this case that they're never going to win, you know, put out there, which is, you know, people fight for everything. Even Brick Lady even had one. So, and she got a lot of money out of people. So I can only imagine how many people they could trick and bamboozle. I mean, they probably had plenty of people actually tuning into that TikTok laughing their asses off like some idiots out there, not knowing what the heck's going on, just as incompetent of people just as they are. And man, like, I really wish they would understand the gravity of this situation, but they just don't. It's one of those situations like, you know, you look at the kids and you're like, you know what, I think they might actually be more intelligent than the parents. And that's not saying much. Now, that's just because usually the kids are really young and it's like, man, if the parents aren't smarter than a third grader, like, this isn't the show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? That's kind of rigged to make everybody feel stupid about themselves because, quite frankly, nobody remembers that shit. Nobody does. That's some old stuff. But either way, like, the overall intelligence of a second or third grader, yeah, you should be able to display that. They don't. They don't. Also, my thing is, you know, this probably isn't going to be the worst prank that they pull off on these poor kids. I mean, I'd like for it to be. I mean, yeah, I'd like to believe it would be, but probably not. They'll probably do something even more heinous, something that's going to lead to a very traumatic end in the end. Like, these are the kind of things that people do, and it like leads their kids to be so pissed off at them, like down the road, that they just take a sledgehammer into them, like while they're sleeping. You know, something that when you read about it in the papers, it's like, oh my God, that was truly horrifying. And I'm glad I did not have to experience that or wake up or see any of that or be the police officer that had to go and discover that, or the first responders in general, nonetheless the family. But, you know, all of this is traumatic, whether it's the non-physical that you, or the non-visible or the very visible. It just doesn't matter. It's all bad. All of this is horrible. It's not good for content. Actually, I'm wrong about that. This makes for great content. People being terrible people actually makes for outstanding content. I stand corrected. Okay, now homie was desperate to have somebody throw him some flowers, so I'll give him at least like one set of kudos on one thing. At least this prank was real. You know, the children being there let me know that it was real, because I know they weren't acting. That was just, first of all, it was awful to witness. Very saddening. It was a tear-jerking moment. And yeah, I don't want to go watch that. That's not something I want to witness ever again. But sadly, I had to for this video. But yeah, I guess I'll give it to you for the fact that it was real, homie. At least it wasn't fake like Joe Smith, Brick Lady, or, Cheesecake Factory woman. I mean, all that, corny. At least this was genuine. Genuinely bad and sickening. One thing I can't stand the most is when people, they beg for clout, they beg for attention, they beg to be wanted, they beg to be seen, and all this stuff like that. And when they get it, they just bitch about it. And then they want to cry victim whenever they do something stupid and there's backlash. And that's the one thing that bothers me the most. Well, either way, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Hopefully you enjoyed today's content. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. As once again, I'm going to keep on mentioning it. We're almost to 1K. Let's get there, guys. Well, either way, I'll see you soon.